Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Joe Skinner Fox. Come back to another episode of Let's Play Crusader Kings 3, The Realms in Exile, where we're continuing on as the line of Aragorn. This is going to be a little bit different of an episode here today because when I recorded this, apparently the video software that I had for this didn't pick up my voice. So I am going to be doing this, kind of watching this like everyone else. So this is going to be a little bit different for me. As you can tell, we started off by going after the Witch King of Angmar. This has been a couple days since I've actually played through this episode, so some of the things I might have forgotten. But I want to say that this episode was pretty straightforward, where we focused on this one main war right here. We did spend a little bit of money going for these special mercenaries over here, just to be safe, because I think the Witch King is the strongest of the enemies that we have left in the game, because I want to say that Sauron is relatively weak in comparison to what he was before. And then we kind of, we go and get our own like little mercenaries, and we also hire up the Holy Order as well. I think we just pick whichever one would have the most troops, because I don't think, as far as like stats and stuff like that, we're suffering. We have plenty of prestige and piety, as you can tell up there. The one thing that you'll see about this that we're having issues with in this episode, or I guess I was having issues with this in the episode, is that whenever you declared war against them, it took a while for the troops to actually, gather together. So for like the first like 6 to 8 months, I want to say, of the war, I don't remember exactly how long it took them to get together. We basically just stood there, and they were just taking over all the land. We were fortunate they went to the land to the right. I feel like it was easier to contain them going to the right. They went to the left. They just had a lot of rivers that they could have went over, or they had one big one, I think, on the border of their land, I want to say, for where we actually need to capture. Other than that, though, wasn't that bad. See, as you can tell, they're starting to move a little bit to the left now. But by that point, most of our troops are there. I think we had gotten all of our allies and mercenaries that we had called in there, so that was good too. And then they kind of left, which was really interesting. I didn't really understand like where they. I guess they were okay. Now looking at it now, so I didn't notice this in the moment. So one good thing about all this is I didn't realize they were chasing that other ally of ours at the south of us. Apparently, they were coming through their land, and they went down there. Yeah. As far as our character, I don't think we have any direct descendants of this character. I think we're gonna have to choose a nephew or something like that. I don't think this one has a son, so that's another thing, but nothing too crazy as far as that's concerned. And now here we go. We're gonna go and kind of just take back the land pretty quickly. The good thing, the really odd thing it is for me to go from like say like the two series that I'm going right now, where I have Sparta as Laconia in the Bronze Age Reborn, and then obviously doing this one as the lineage of Aragorn in the Realms in Exile, is that your troops are so overpowered in this mod. Where we just siege things so quickly, and it's such a hard thing to get used to when you get out of this mod, going from one to the other. Like, you're just like, good lord, why is it taking me so long to siege something? And like in this one, you can siege these giant castles and stuff in like 18 days, and their realms are so much bigger than even some of the ones that you'll see like in base CK. So it's something really hard to get used to. I feel like that's the worst part about this, is going from one mod to the other, or to like vanilla or whatever, because of just the speed in which you can finish a war. Because like this is a war between what, over 100,000 people, and it's gonna end faster than some of my wars that have only a few thousand in like my base CK game. So yeah, it's just something to get used to. As you can tell, like we've already gotten a ton of money already. We did have some like surprise war that went against us. In the moment, I don't think I realized. Like I was, I guess I was just like not focused in on that. Not that I lost it by any means. Like spoiler alert, we won that little tiny war, or whatever. But in the moment, like when I was doing this, I was like, I didn't even realize, I think, that someone had went to war with us. And then like when I finished this war, which again, I think I realized right there. Spoiler alert, we did in fact win, as you can kind of just tell by the way things are going now. Um, it was just one of those things where we were so focused on this that whenever I realized, I was like, oh wait, what? So anyway, yeah, they think about this too is like going back to the troops being so overpowered. You can just tell right there how fast it is for us to siege land. It takes them maybe not quite as fast as us, but you know, comparably as quick as us in just taking land back as well. So it's another one of those like inconvenient things about this is that whenever you do take land, they will recapture it very quickly. So I feel like that's the only thing about this mod that I do notice is that it does feel like a yo-yo. Whenever you're playing, it does feel like you're going from sieging to resieging to sieging to resieging over and over and over again. One thing I've noticed about the game as well, like just kind of noticing the sporadic movements of the enemy in this, is that the AI isn't necessarily the best. Now that might just be a CK thing, or that might be something that the mod did to it. But like there, I feel like the AI doesn't operate the most conducively to like the most conducive way to success, I guess is the best way. They're always sporadic and they don't link up very often. I feel like that's been the easiest thing about going after like Mordor whenever we were taking it down is that they don't do a whole lot correctly. They don't link up their troops. They don't merge them all or anything like that. They're always sporadic. So if you can get like your big band of like say 60,000 troops and you go and pick off like a 2,000, they might all be right next to each other, but you have already whittled down that I guess what would that be like the advantages in the battle that are already whittled down on their end that when they come in there like just the tide of the battle is already going in your direction. You know what I mean whenever you're going to war and like you could tell like who's winning by looking at the bar above like the battle itself and if it's leaning one way or the other. Yeah. I remember in CK2 I knew the name of this. I haven't paid like it's not something as much I've paid attention to um in CK3. Probably should a little bit more, but yeah, it's once they come in there and I've already just whittled down that 2,000 troop that that meter is already so far in their in my direction that they just can't come back. One thing I did differently here that I don't think I've done in many playthroughs of CK, I don't know if I've done this in a recording yet, is I repaired some of those artifacts. I'm only doing this mostly because we have so much money. I mean, we have so much money right now that it was just kind of no reason not to. Might as well just keep some of those things going. Um, we did go to war with this guy over here and this guy over here. As it was just kind of like a quick little thing that we did. This, as you can tell, like this video is getting close to being over. We're already like a little over halfway, I believe. Um, because I did this like early in the morning, right before I went to work. And I was like, you know what, I can, go knock out a little bit of this run and, get a few wars going, get a few things set up. The next episode is going to be a little bit bigger, going to be a little bit longer because I'm recording this post the second video coming out, so I already know like what's going to happen in the next one. I'm not going to spoil that one for you. The audio did work on that one. But yeah, didn't have as much time this morning to do this one, but I figured I can go ahead and do some of these like little small wars, and then going against the Witch King was obviously a pretty nice like little gain on our part. But one thing I will say, like we just don't have many means right now to go after big kingdoms. So one thing to kind of like lead into the next episode is that we're going to be focusing on trying to get a holy legend, which is going to lead us to be able to um, go after Umbar in the episode following, which I have not done yet, but that's kind of like foreshadowing what we're going to try to do. The next episode, we're going to try and get a way to where we can press a kingdom claim, because the issue that we're having right now is like if we're only able to ever go for duchies, it's going to take us forever just to go through the Witch King, because could we just chain war one after the other, like so on and so forth? Yeah, you could, but the problem with all this is that they're so big. They cover so much land that to go from one duchy to the other would just take forever. Even looking at Sauron himself, yeah, as you can tell right now, we're looking at I want to say we're looking at the holy sites right now in the video. Or no, yeah. I noticed right here that Minas Tirith is actually not the capital, so I went ahead and made it the capital real quick. And I think I was looking at some things to upgrade here because we have so much money. I think I spend the next few minutes going through some of my holdings and giving them some small upgrades, which is pretty necessary because I haven't spent as much money on upgrading here. So this is a good time for me to kind of just talk about the plans going forward. So yeah, we're gonna look to get the Holy War back. You're gonna see that in the next episode how I go about doing that. And then once we are able to get the Holy War for a kingdom back, then we're going to be focusing on trying to go after larger swaths of land from both Witch King and Sauron himself. Um, yeah, there's a few pieces of land that I went ahead and fixed up. What's funny about that one, like I'm looking at that now, it looks like I actually didn't even upgrade my own holding. I think I upgraded someone else's, so I didn't even spend money on my own stuff there, which I think is pretty hilarious, but whatever. I mean, it makes no difference. Um, but yeah, so trying to see like what else did I feel like there had to have been something else that I did here pretty quickly. Probably okay, so speaking on this right now, I don't talk about much in the moment, but like I hate that part about going into my courtroom and it's always saying I have something to hang up, but I don't see where it's telling me to hang something up at. There just seems to be nothing. But maybe I'm just missing something. If you notice what I am missing or what it's trying to tell me right there, I would appreciate that in the comment section below because I still, after having played this for what about 20 something episodes now, it just I don't get it. I don't know what I'm missing. Um, yeah, and I'm still spending more time just going through these different pieces of land. I also noticed right here that I did in fact have a wilderness colony right here. I think I end up handing it off to somebody just because I mean like the money's not really the issue. It's just more or less um, keeping up with it. I just forget about it over time. So it's almost just better for me to give it to somebody than for me to hold on to it. Um, and the development, you can tell I've had it like it's been like this for a while because its development's already up to 11 without even having a um, city or anything there or castle. Also, what's really cool, like if you notice right there, the person next to us actually expanded a colony right there. I don't think I've ever actually seen it in real time where someone actually went and like expanded the wilderness while I was sitting there watching it. Like um which is pretty cool. I think I was trying to help this guy out right here. I was trying to grant him this piece of land, but he has two. He already has a wilderness spot, so I can't give him another. So I think what I end up doing, I think I just end up giving it to the guy to the left or whatever because um, it's like whatever. He ended up not even being of the same religion as me, but I got him converted, and then I went ahead and granted him the title. So yeah, that was nice. We did get another piece of land, and I also am going to offer vassalization to this guy because sometimes you'll just have like some random people that'll like break off somehow, probably from inheritance or whatever. But yeah, just you can easily just go and offer vassalization, they'll take it right there. And yeah, I think I'm just trying to find the piece of land to give out to people because I was already over my domain limit. But I think this is just about where the episode ends. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like in the section below. If you have anything you want to say or anything you want to see or any comments to be made, like something that can help me out with my gameplay, or if you even liked how I did this, if you liked how I voiced over this video, in regards to like how I normally record and stuff like that, let me know that as well. I might do this in the future if you end up enjoying this. But thank you guys for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.